Hello and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below or on my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com and concluded you're at power year number 8, then you're at the right place. Hi 8s, welcome to 2021. Now 8s, you do not have to do any more calculations. You will be a power year number 8 for the entire year, but every month your number changes, and that's where I come in. So if you're a power year number 8 for the month of January, you are in the month of 9, and that is the month of endings. So let's pick up our first deck and start shuffling. Okay, we're going to shuffle and we're going to review what those numbers mean for us. So wow, it's a whole new year for you. This is very exciting. And if you are an 8, 8 is about money, and success, and your own business, or having an idea for your own business. 8 is the most karmic number out of 0 through 10. Out of our cycle. And so you might find that you're rewarded this year for things, and it can be, the thing with karma is that there can be past life karma. And that's where it gets confusing, because you're thinking to yourself, well, I've always been honest. I've been honest and I've been kind to people, so why is something happening to me? Because it can be a past life karmic debt. But the same goes for something good as well. So you have plenty of opportunities this year to do, if you have worked honest and, to your best abilities and so forth during your life, to be rewarded for that during this year, while it's also possible to have a complete reverse of fortune where there is an 8 concerned. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to think positive. The other thing about 8 is it is about not being a victim anymore. And the easiest way I know how to describe not to be a victim anymore is not to blame. The second that you blame somebody else for your situation or problems, you've given away your power. Because if they don't opt to change, you can't change that situation. But if you say, well, you know what, maybe I guess maybe I shouldn't have said what I said, or I said what I said, but I got to deal with the repercussions of it, and so therefore I'm going to do A, B, and C. Whereas a victim will say, well, I can't do anything. They don't like me. They just don't like me. So look at me. Look at the position I'm in because they don't like me. That's being the victim, and we don't want that. So the month you're in, the month of endings, that can be the ending of something bad, something that you wish would end. Let's take a look. Why don't we do that? Let's shuffle these cards and take a look. 9 is also about being a humanitarian and teaching and caring for others and trying to set a good example. So there's a lot more than just endings, to 9. So let's shuffle these cards and let's start with our 8s who have a job, and then we're going to take a look at our 8s who are looking for a job. Go. Here we go. Okay, this is cute 8s because what I feel like is happening is, you remember from The Wizard of Oz when at the end Dorothy says, well, I was looking for my heart's desire, but if it's not in my own backyard, it was never there in the first place. Something like that. And it looks to me here that 8s, you could be going crazy this month thinking, well, this is wrong, and this isn't right, and this is wrong, and this isn't right. But what I feel like you're doing is digging a slow boat, like a tunnel, a slow hole to China, where you're just digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, but you're just going to end up with where you started anyway, because it's where you're meant to be. So It's kind of like that saying, getting in your own way. For some of you, you don't have to flap your arms, flap your wings, have the loudest voice at work. There is an artistic proposal coming to you this month anyway, or coming into being. There's something good coming into being. Now, it can be during this month of endings for you, the month of January. Maybe it's coming into being in the beginning of February. But you do not have to dot every I and cross every T in everybody around you's notebook. It's going to come to you. It's going to come to you. It's going to naturally happen. And, you know, this month of endings can be that you were moved from one department to another, a dream come true. It can be that, I'm sorry, it just went right out of my head, eights. So I'll leave it at that. And when it comes back into my head, I'll tell you. Because eights, during this reading, all words are for you. So regardless of whether the romance reading fits your work reading better, all words are for you. And it's a general reading too, so we want to reach as many people as we can. And I just feel like you can stop fighting so hard, working so hard. You can stop worrying so much. There will be, oh, I know what I was going to say. There might be an ending as in somebody who's there that you don't get along with, a supervisor, or maybe you feel they don't really love you or they've been holding you back. There can be an ending to that, and it brings in new opportunities for you. Eights, let's take a look at those of you who are eight who are looking for work during this month of 9. Another thing that comes to mind, eights, for those of you, and this might be across the board, but it's coming in on now, so I have to say for those of you eights who are working, and it's kind of like a mind your own business. Don't try to do, you know, with your finesse. Let's have this happen, and let's make this happen, and let's make this opportunity happen. You don't have to. You just don't have to. Okay. Now, they'll get their comeuppance if that's the situation. And it's not about you getting your comeuppance, except in a positive way. Yeah, because usually we say your comeuppance when we're talking about we want you to feel the negativity that maybe you've spread somewhere. But in this way, in this reading, it can be that possibly everything's going to change around, whereas suddenly you're the winner and everybody else or somebody else is that loser, and you're getting your positive comeuppance. Okay, so if we have our eights here and they're looking for work, and okay, we want to give you faith, eights, that you're on the right track. We want to give you the faith that even though you may have had some hard knocks, because it looks like you have, even though you may have been given some criticism, even though somebody may have been trying to dampen your spirit, it's the ending of that. It's about letting that go this month, because it needn't do that. There is a delay or issues maybe of when you're going to start. But let me give you an example. You say to someone who cares about you, that no, I was supposed to start this new job, or I was supposed to get a call or whatever from the head person, and there's a delay, or I haven't heard from them yet, or whatever, and the person who cares about you maybe is saying, well, maybe they're just being nice, or maybe they've, just moved on, with COVID, the way it's affecting everything. Maybe you're kind of kidding yourself. And you say, I'm not kidding myself. I don't care if that person doesn't call. I'm still a really good whatever. And I know I'm good, and I might be feeling a little bit shaky this month about it, but only because I haven't heard back from someone, or the job hasn't come through, or this or that, or things are moving so slowly. But this is what I love, this is what I enjoy, and this is what I'm going to go for. And there is delayed success here. So even if you are questioning, God, are they ever going to call? I mean, I'm telling everybody, they said I had this job, or they said, someone said I was very good at this, or they really liked my work that I handed in for them to look at, or examples, or my portfolio, or something like that. Yes, there is delayed success. So try to hold your head high and understand that, well, if I haven't heard from them, I am in this year of 8 and I don't want to be a victim. So, all right, so maybe I'll start reaching out to others, but I have to keep the faith that I am good at such and such, or I don't know if I'm good at such and such, but I am not going back to such and such. So I'm going to hold my head high until it happens, because it will happen. Now, in this month of endings, it may be the ending of waiting. You're in a month of new beginnings next month, in the month of February, and the month of working together in the month of March. So you might just be waiting for February or March for this job, or change of job, or new job comes along. All right, 8s, let's take a look at love. Let's take a look if our 8s have been being pushed around and we have to stop you being a victim. What's going on there, 8s? What's going on? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's take a look. We have 8s who are in a relationship. And then we have our 8s who are looking for love. Okay. Now, this is a little bit different, because I'm doing general readings, and I'm doing 9 different general readings, and I've been doing them for a long time. So this is a little bit different, 8s. And we have here where I'm finding you, 8s, some of you, and it might be one of you, in a relationship that is making you unhappy. You feel like you've been given a bag of goods. And it may be coming from a time when you realize the past 5-10 years has stunk. And you're thinking, I'm hanging in there, I'm hanging in there, I'm hanging in there. I really feel it's going to get back on its feet, and I feel it's going to be okay. And you know what, 8s? Maybe it is. Because you're in a month of 9, and this nonsense is going to stop. And it's going to stop one way or another. It's going to stop if you break off the relationship, or if you move out. Or it's going to stop because you say, this is not allowed anymore, this is the way it's going to be. Or it stops because you decide in February to walk out on it. That at the end of January, beginning of February, whatever, you decide this isn't good enough. This something, whatever that is, has to change. So, we're here giving you this reading now. We meaning me, your guides, my guides, the numbers, the cards, my clairvoyance. You're in the month of endings. you're in a month to decide what is your position on what's going on in the relationship, because there's something that it comes down to you can't live with. So, how are you going to get that out of the relationship? It depends on what it is. It could be that every time you spend a weekend with this person's children from their previous relationship, that it doesn't work, so you're not going to do it anymore. No. I'm uncomfortable, I'm unhappy, I'm going to take those weekends and I'm going to do something else. It could be that. That said, I want to move on to those looking for love. And I think that what hit me as that was so different when we first began this segment of love is that some of you eights really might have a nice home or a nice family or a nice situation. But something, you might be coming from there and or came from there long ago where you're thinking it's going to get back to that, it's going to get back to that, it's going to get back to that. And what was unusual to me was the connecting of those of you in a relationship with those of you who are looking. I don't do that. I've never done it, and I don't do it. But in your reading today, it seems as though you might just have so much faith because of the way that something used to be, or the way that another situation worked out. That why can't this one work out in the same way? And I'm feeling that there's a message that needs to get to at least one of you that says, it's not. It's not. So you have to understand that you have power to get away. You have power to move on. Now, if you're in shackles at the time that you're hearing this and somebody has you trapped or locked into something, physically you can't move, that's a different story. That's a different hardship. But for most of us, we can come and go. It comes down to the dynamics of having the money to leave, kind of thing. But you can check out in one shape, way, or form or other. Now, for those of you looking for a relationship, it looks to me like you have to chase it, move, relocate. You have to make some kind of an adjustment to make it happen. So you have to end something this month to move forward into finding the perfect relationship. And it's here for you. But it is about timing, it says. Timing is everything. And you're going into February, new beginnings. You're going into March, which is the month of being a couple or breaking up. So that it looks as though you're getting permission to go for it, chase it, pursue it when you know it's right. And it's coming. And it's coming for you. Okay? I want to leave it at that, eights. I can make things more confusing than they are if I continue talking. So let's move on to any question that you have. Now this is your opportunity. You can ask again about job, you can ask about love, you can ask about whatever moves you at this time. And I'm going to pull cards for what's the best we can expect for you. Not yes or no. What's the best we can expect for you? All right, here we go. So, if your question is, what's the best we can expect for 2021 for me? What's the best that we can expect when at work I don't get along with so-and-so and it's got to change because I hate work so much? What's the best that we can expect from this new doctor I'm going to? What's the best that we can expect in the next we are talking about the next month, but yeah, you can't let that stop you with your question and confuse you. What's the best we can expect? Let's take a look. Okay. We have here that don't want you to go, the cards don't want you to go from one situation to a worse situation. Except if you realize that there are going to be some complications along the way. Because it looks to me like the universe is coming from a place this month of trying to provide for you what you need or the answers to a question that you've had that maybe have been hanging over your head. You might feel this month, got to make the decision this month. It's got to be this month, whether it's right, whether it's wrong. It's got to be this month. And the cards are making me feel, we understand, but for some of you, sitting back and giving it a little bit more time before you make a big decision might help you. Now I see it's the month of endings, but that month of endings can also mean the month of worrying, the month of putting yourself through torture, the month of not stopping, not accepting that you're in this relationship, say, they're everything to you, you're everything to them, and yet they keep telling you, I don't want to get married, or I don't want to get married yet. You might stop and say, okay, I just accept for what it is. I'm very happy with this person, I'm just going to accept it. Because if you rush and say, well, it's the month of endings, and I certainly want to end this, so I think I'm going to make the decision this month to do so. For some of you, it might put you in a pickle, whereas you didn't realize that this person's ex just moved back into town and has been calling your love's mother. And look at that falling into place that you just gave carte blanche to, because you were impatient and said, I just got to do this. You know, I have friends like that, and it's this movement with their hands of, that's that, nope, got to do that, nope, it's got to be like that. I have friends like that. It's how they are. They're not going to wait for any subtle nuances or wait and see how they really feel in a week or so. Nope, that's it. Nope, that's done. And it can turn around and bite them in the bottom, because they want to feel productive. They want to feel like things are moving forward at all times. And believe me, so do I. But in this particular case, eights, for you, it might be a little bit drastic for some of you. Give it some time, at least the month. At least give it the month to make sure you're not making more problems for yourself by making any kind of quick decision. Eights, I thank you so much for joining Gemma's Window. If you'd like to know more about me, or have a private reading, or get a message to me, just hop onto my website at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you. Okay, eights, we'll see you next month for your month of new beginnings in February. Bye for now.